many people around the world watching me. And Blake...
Just you. They're only here for you.
I was waiting for it. The Anwar Show.
Do you know what your podcast is called, Anwar?
Yeah, Oasis. Do you know what?
Close enough.
I had a client just the other day, and I was discussing about how the interest-free payment term works. He'd said to me, this actually fits in with my retirement plan. I hadn't even at this point asked him when he was considering to retire. I knew that was his main drive. And he said, this fits in. I'm looking to retire in 7 years, and your 6-year plan allows me to just get to that step by step.
Welcome back to our podcast. And amazingly, we have now hit 100,000 views, which is amazing. We never thought we'd get that, did we?
No.
Many people around the world watching me. And Blake...
Just you. They're only here for you.
I was waiting for it. The Anwar Show.
Do you know what your podcast is called, Anwar?
Yeah, Oasis. Do you know what?
Close enough.
What we're going to do today, we're going to have more information about our experiences and travels that we've had from the year 2008. And me and Blake traveling the world doing property shows basically around the world.
And it is amazing to think, who'd have thought we'd actually be sat here doing podcasts?
Not me.
We were doing
A month ago we got that email, I thought, whoa.
Yeah. When you look at it, where would you rather be though? Traveling the world, flying to different destinations like we used to do, or be sat here in the office and doing our podcast? Where would you rather be? Yeah, I think we all know the answer to that.
The world's changed. It is impressive, though, the reach that we've got now.
Yeah.
When we used to obviously do business in a different way, more face-to-face, you can only really deal with the people that's in front of you at the time. But now we're on multi-levels, multi-platforms, dealing with a lot more people.
Well, exactly. And that 100,000 that Anwar's referencing to. So obviously that's on our YouTube channel. That is only the podcast videos. It's not the other videos that have been posted in the same time. It's just for our podcast. Just for your podcast.
Yeah, I do think I've had a really big impact though. I do believe that. I mean, but one of the good things, like I said, is with ourselves is the experience we can offer the clients and the information we can offer the clients.
You can tell them all about your favourite places to eat.
Yeah. Where's yours, Blake? Where's your favourite place that you've ever been to?
In Cayman.
Anywhere doing this job?
47. Restaurant 47 in Beijing. The duck restaurant.
So we're saying China.
Yeah.
So we're on food again.
Yeah.
It's always food with that one.
Yeah.
Go on.
The food was amazing in China, I'm going to say. It was amazing.
And was the Oasis food connoisseur.
Yeah. But do you know what one of the great things is working in China when we worked there, and we did Dubai. Dubai was an amazing place when we started there.
We covered a lot of countries.
Yeah, why don't you start from the beginning? Take it back a step.
So I think the real purpose to cover in this podcast is really how much the whole environment for us has changed. We've gone from, especially me and you, from working face-to-face, and maybe we can talk a little bit about our journey in a minute, but how we've gone from interacting with people face-to-face, which is deemed as the traditional way of doing things, to how we are literally online in every level now. And even for our clients in America, Canada, all around the world, buying land or buying property online digitally now is becoming the new norm.
Yeah, do you know why? I think one of the reasons is because of the social media and what platforms we have that clients can simply check everything online.
Yeah.
They've got all the legal documents online. So even if they want to make, say, a client wants to hold a location, they can either do it online, which is very, very simple, or they can speak directly to one of us advisors, and we make it a simple process and a simple path to go along.
It is changing fast. I mean, if you think of like our average age demographic type of person who's ready at that stage in life to make an investment, we're saying we never thought we'd be here doing podcasts. They never thought that they'd be going online,
in the middle of the night, finding a parcel.
Seeing an advertisement on one of our social media channels, and then from there looking at what we've got, speaking with someone on the phone, reserving online.
Yeah.
But it is the norm now.
Yeah.
Look at how you buy on Amazon.
Exactly.
You literally just scroll through. You don't go to the shop anymore. You
I love Amazon.
You find what you want. It's delivered the next day, and it is the way things are going. And I find myself explaining that to clients quite a lot these days, because they say, do I need to go and get a lawyer? Do I need to travel down to Cayman? No. We're on a whole new space now.
Yeah.
Whole new space. All of this you can do online. You can do it with us remotely. It is. And when you really look back to how we used to do it, it wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah. But they were good days, traveling, enjoying the world and, seeing places. But like we've always said, it's, we prefer to be sat in the office and doing it this way. That's a complete lie.
I was looking to think of where's he going with this.
No, but
They were great days. Those show days,
amazing.
those exhibition days.
Yeah.
We started in the Middle East.
Yeah, started in the Middle East.
With
Dubai.
set up pods, set up stands.
Yeah, and then to China. 10 years I was in China. 10 years.
Nearly
Amazing.
8 years for me.
Yeah, a long, long time. But again, even then, when we used to still do the shows traveling, it was just open to anyone. And, you know, you never thought you'd be sat here since COVID. Honestly, I traveled out. COVID followed me. I went to Ghana, in Accra. I went to Jordan, Dubai. And every stage, COVID was right behind me. So I ended up, it was.
I got
No,
stuck.
I know for Blake, we were trying to see where
I
we
got
could
stuck
go
in India for 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months.
It was almost 3 months.
Really?
Yeah, locked in a hotel.
Yeah. Was you locked there on your own then?
No, there was a handful of us over there.
At least it was warm.
There was no AC. We got 2 meals a day. It was horrendous. COVID caught all of us.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, you know, this whole journey we've had these 18 years, you never know where you're going to be next. We were in the Middle East and things were going fantastic and great. And then that was around the time when there was the whole global crash and it affected every company around the world. We only ended up in China because there was property shows there and it didn't seem to have that effect.
Yeah.
Then suddenly we're living in China.
Well, I was going to say, even the evolution of that,
I got married in China.
allegedly.
Secretly.
Why would you say allegedly? I did get married in China.
But even, you know, I was a young girl then, but looking now, the photos
I was
when
only
you...
about 27 then.
Stop it. I was about 7.
No, you was not 7.
Don't be saying that. We're not that old. 7.
Ruben was there. How old was he? About 8 working. Ruben was 8 flying the other
When
side
you
of the world.
started
on
in
his own.
China,
Yeah.
I would have 10.
Yeah, okay, Ellie.
I was!
Yeah.
Can't be possible.
When did you first go to China?
It was around 2010,
Yeah,
2010, 2012.
Okay, maybe I was a bit older than that.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
I was
but
11.
how
Someone's
could
in
you-
denial.
Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, the photos of like the first stands and the first booths you had, it was like, you know, just 2 little tables.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the time in China, you had all these, you know, all singing, all dancing, LED lights, logos.
Yeah,
All-
the
all
shopping
the
mall.
stands, yeah.
We had the shopping malls, yeah. They were amazing. Even that, we transitioned from doing just property exhibitions and property shows to somehow being stationed in shopping malls. And the only way really we can describe that to our viewers is it's like being in Walmart, but having like a permanent, maybe not Walmart,
Yeah.
but some big mall, some big shopping centre, and
Yeah.
we've got a permanent stand there. And that was it. We were stationed there and that just happened.
But do you know what? And I'll be honest, when we came and worked through, you know, from the office and we was on the phones, it bothered me. It made me think, you know what? I've never done it before. And even for me to get clients to, you know, to understand more about the project and to, you know, give them information over the phone, I'd never done it. But now I see how simple it is. You know, all the information we can supply to the clients online, they can go and check everything online, go on our YouTube channel, our social media. I mean, like I say, even on the podcast, I've hit 100,000 clients.
You haven't.
You know, views.
We have.
Well, yeah, we have.
Do you know when you say that though, it actually makes me think the message that we're having to our clients is the same really as it was to us. Because we did come back from having face-to-face interactions, doing property shows, doing exhibitions. COVID brought all of that to an end, another turning point in our 18-year journey.
Yeah.
And we came here and I remember we all sat down and we were told, we're going to go online, we're going to go on the phones. And I honestly was one of the ones that said it'll never work. You've got to have that human interaction with people. You've got to be face-to-face with people. And I was skeptical as anybody. I really didn't.
It's the
But then as
unfamiliarity,
we
isn't
started to do it,
And
You
doing
thought-
the Zoom
and it
calls.
started to work and it became the
100%.
whole new norm.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying to our clients right now and, you know, viewers and people that are interested in doing things. This is now the norm. It became the norm for us. And it's becoming the norm for you to be able to make online purchases.
Well, now it'd be such a difference if you went back to a stand.
That'd be weird.
Yeah.
I think it'd be weird, yeah. And I think it'd feel like it was very slow. Because if you think now, we're speaking to people in all 4 corners of the world in one day.
Yeah, Dubai.
Literally in
Canada,
one day. Our inquiries
even
that we
Asia,
get in through the
US,
website,
yeah.
requests for calls, requests for video calls. We couldn't do that.
But that's what we didn't have years ago. We never had that Zoom call. We never had WhatsApp. You know, and now we're that advanced, you can do a Zoom call with a client. I mean, yesterday I had a client in Toronto, and who's a broker, and they're my clients, and you know they went and checked everything before they made the decision to purchase. You know, it's a simplified way. We provide all the documents for them, which gives them peace of mind.
Yeah,
peace of mind.
And I think
the world's changed.
The structure and setup that we've got, and we talk about it in all the podcasts with your end of what you do, you know, with all the compliance, even all that can be done now.
Yeah.
Digital.
Well, yeah, even on an administrative side, when you all came back, we thought, oh no, we've got to share an office with boys. But
with Anwar.
with Anwar. But, you know, how we carried out our paperwork and everything completely changed because you weren't there anymore with the clients. So, you know, we brought in ID Pal, which we've got a great video of how to use that. DocuSign, you know, all these things just make everything so much easier. And now that those things are in place.
So you know what? Let's simplify this. If a client goes online and they see a location they like.
Yeah.
And they enjoy, you know, they want more information. So there's the options they can do. They want to make sure it's safe and secure, more importantly, as well. So how does that happen?
Well, a lot of it's like what we've covered in the previous podcast. You know, everything's registered in Cayman. You've got all your accreditations. You've got government department offices where land is registered. And again, you don't need to physically be there to do that.
No.
That's digital format as well. You know,
so can I go online and check the company and check the land registry?
Yeah, just like we've previously discussed. All those things can be done, but I think this is more about the client's buying journey now, isn't it? You know, how many clients have you had that said, I didn't even think about this 2 days ago?
Oh,
I was scrolling on social media. Something came up on social media about Cayman Islands. It intrigued me.
That's how it always begins, isn't it? They never realise it, but then, you know, social media, then they want more information. There's a process.
And I think we can give more information digitally. We used to, on those property stands, we used to have a video and we used to have brochures.
Yeah.
And every other developer that was there, aiming to achieve the same thing, had the same materials and tools.
We give more information now.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing. The whole point of this is it is a normal journey now.
Yeah.
It is a normal journey for clients. And even, like I said, the age demographic of our typical type of range of client it's becoming normal to them as well. And the buying process is much easier.
Definitely. And you know what? It's like we said, you know, a month ago, I'd never believed I was sat here and I've had over 100,000 views. I would never have believed that. But it shows the world is changing.
Because you even think about that, 100,000 views. We've been doing this for, a month? How long do you reckon it would have taken 100,000 people to see you on a stand?
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Very good point,
Thank
Ellie.
you.
Yeah.
So for all those watching right now, and I know we've been talking a lot about online digital age, but if you want to get more information, you can simply go onto our website at oasis-land.com. And you can have a look at the locations we have, and you can secure your piece of paradise literally in minutes.
So speaking about the 100,000 views that we're having, you know, let's give some consideration to why people are watching us. What is it that they're actually taking from this? I know we give a lot of information. We give a lot of detailed processes and everything in these podcasts that we've started to do now. But there's a real purpose, I believe, why people are watching these podcasts, why we're getting that amount of audience.
And I think number one is obviously people like the way I approach.
I knew you were going to say that. Number one, they watch it for me.
Yeah, they're watching me. And every week they wait for the new episode to watch me.
Yeah, so no, number one, I do believe, you know, people come on there because they want an escape from wherever they are and the lifestyle they lead, or just the different options the Cayman Islands has to offer.
Yeah, I think people are looking for diversity. You know, even just recently I've had a client who's very much involved in the medical industry in America, owns various different medical outlets, but he's looking for some type of future diversification. It might not be something that he's going to act on right now, but he's bought several lots and he wants it in a different type of climate, under a different set of rules. But right now he's not entirely sure what he's going to do. He's purchased 3 lots.
Yeah.
They're all on the beach. And he's got the option to go and build residential and enjoy the rental market, or he is building some future plan of semi-retirement and building some of his medical outlets there as well.
Yeah, medical staff workers, that's definitely been a big one that even I've noticed. I think we had a dentist who was a dentist in, I think, Canada.
I mean, you hear all these.
Yeah, I hear a lot of these calls.
You do a lot of background checking and screening.
And they wanted to move to become a dentist in Cayman, so they already had all the relevant qualifications. And I actually remember it because the client emailed in and asked for some help checking if their qualifications did move over. So there's a lot of, doctors, dentists that are looking to maybe go to warmer climates to carry on what it is they enjoy.
Yeah. And do you know what? That's been the same, I think, for all markets. We spoke about being in China. In China, they were looking for education for the kids. They were looking for citizenship, residency options for the children for the future. They were just looking for
Did you have any clients in China?
Yeah, I had many clients. No, I'm exactly what you say. Clients were looking for... They were looking for different options, but the investment side of it, to residency, a lot of clients look for residency, but I think the investment side of it, and it's everywhere. Most of my clients want that. Everyone wants a good opportunity, a good investment, whether it be for the rental market, whether it be for the future growth, or even retirement. A lot of clients, but I think that's...
Well, you could understand that because you're close.
Here we go again.
Very close.
So, yeah. So, anyway, I'm dealing with a client now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a client now I'm dealing with. He's actually in Beverly Hills. He works as a developer. Mm-hmm. He's just looking at one of our amazing locations with its own private beach on Grand Cayman. So he's looking at that one, and he's looking at the build and the rental market. But he's actually he's looking at potential of two beautiful locations, both with private beaches. Lovely. So, like I said, he got the possibility of rental, but it's not really for living there, but he's more looking at the rental market. So everyone's different. The Cayman Islands has a lot to offer.
It does, yeah. And when we talk about the North American markets, Canadian markets, don't forget we've always had the snowbirds. We always get the clients that want to escape the winter months, get down into Cayman. We've got 52 weeks of sunshine.
Yeah,
we've got all the
and the coconut smell.
Yeah, and the coconut smell. Stop.
And they're looking for that. But the thing is, then they can rent it when they're not there and they're not using it through the summer months. And I do think it offers diversification that maybe you can't get in other places. And Cayman obviously gives them the stable legal framework. It's English. So, they're not dealing in a foreign language in any way. They've got great understanding of what it is that they're doing.
You know what? We're talking about the rental. I just want to say this quickly. One of the big things with the opportunity, why I do believe a lot of our clients from the US and Canada, because it's simple, it's so accessible. They don't even need a visa.
True.
They can jump on a plane. I was in New York, and I seen Cayman Airways do their direct flights there as well. I know I spoke about it before, but even from Canada. So what's happening now? There's more international flights going to the Cayman Islands from both Canada and the US.
And they're always launching more, I think.
Yeah, and this is because of the rental market. More and more people. Every time I go there, there's new hotels popping up. That's the demand that there is. And that's why a lot of clients take the opportunity. What do you think, Ellie?
I agree.
And I think another big one as well is, and we get this all the time, retirement planning. All the time. Cayman is such a good environment for retirement. I mean, even you must be considering that because
here we go. Can we get off this subject now? No, do you know what?
It is important because you've got great healthcare standards. You've got a great, safe environment.
As far as healthcare goes, I run, most days. I'm training.
You have been to doctors in Cayman a few times.
Yeah, because of you. Well, if you see
It's
that
good
mole
though,
on the bottom of your foot.
how was the service you received?
Excellent. Do you know what? That's a good point.
You were in the doctor's that same day.
I went to the doctor's. I was laid on the couch, and Ellie's in a little spot on my foot. So immediately I went to the doctor's, and I went to the doctor. Your dad come with me.
Yeah.
So I went to the doctor. Oh, because he had a spot in his ear.
It's a freckle, not a spot, but yeah, go on.
So we go to the doctor's, and honestly, I went to the doctor's, and within 5 minutes of walking in, I was seen to a specialist. And he turned around and said it was just a little cut on the mouth.
But it just shows the speed. I mean, especially
walking on the beach.
Here in the UK, what is it? 2 weeks to get a GP appointment.
Try and go anywhere and go and try and see a doctor in the UK.
The waiting times.
Crazy.
But I think that's right across the board, isn't it? So when people look and retire, they're obviously considering the healthcare factors. Or maybe they're not. But maybe this helps people to understand these are the things that you should consider. The safety of the environment. Most people don't even lock the front doors. For a retirement generation, it can remind them of when they were growing up, when it used to be that safe and secure, because I don't think there's that many places in the world where you do that anymore.
No.
But
the community, the people.
What you're saying there is correct, because even with what we offer now, you don't have to do it now. If you're like similar to me, 50. then what you what you can do, you can just take your time. There's no rush. You can take the payment term. You can bill within the payment term.
And this works for clients. I had a client just the other day, and I was discussing about how the interest-free payment term works. He'd said to me, this actually fits in with my retirement plan. I hadn't even at this point asked him when he was considering to retire. I knew that that was his main drive. And he said, this fits in. I'm looking to retire in 7 years, and your 6-year plan allows me to just get to that step by step. And then again, we talked about the environment. He wanted to know about cost of living, the quality of food. He doesn't want all this pre-packaged food. I should say off food, shouldn't I?
Yeah,
I'm
don't get him
about
started.
the restaurants and his favourite coffee and
Sourdough bread in the morning.
sourdough.
Sourdough.
Yeah. And, when he considered all these type of things, exchanging sitting at home all weekend for walking down the beach of a morning, and seeing the local fishermen coming in with the fresh.
Don't start again.
Let me tell you what I used to do every morning.
It's the lifestyle, it's the things they offer, and I think that is a big category, a huge category of people as well.
Well, even just the warmth. I mean, I know not every person that's retiring is the same, but if you're a bit achy joints, the warmth.
Look, I'm all with his arthritic hips. When you're in Cayman, the salt air, the warm
Did you know
weather.
the other day I run 15k?
Helps you in a circle.
Did you?
Yeah, I did run 15k. I don't know why you guys are going me for. You're not far behind me anyway. I'm in my 50s. 60s. Yeah, right. But no, getting back to the serious note is retirement is fantastic.
So would you retire there?
Most probably in 20 years, yeah.
Okay.
So I think if any of this resonates with any of the viewers, any of the people that's watching this, or maybe there's things that we've not mentioned that you are considering and you want to see whether it'll have a connection with Cayman, we are here to cater for everything.
Yeah.
100%.
And I do truly believe, 18 years I've been doing this, I think Cayman offers the ultimate diversity of what people really, truly want to try and achieve. And from our side, I think it's clear from all these podcasts and even how we talk about our evolution, we're diversifying as well. So we're definitely here to cater, work with people, try to understand what it is they're looking to achieve and do what we can do to make it work.
And you know what? I've had so many clients, after these podcasts, they ring me and say, oh, can I speak to Anwar? And one of the facts is I'm always available to assist and advise our clients, always.
You could hire them for parties.
I know,
yeah.
So don't forget, if you've liked what you've heard today, don't forget to like, subscribe, and more importantly, share with your family and friends.
And if you do have any more questions, leave them in the comments below because we love to answer them.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. So, if you've enjoyed what you've heard here today, but more importantly, you want more information, simply go online and you can register. You can have myself, Anwar, and I will happily give you a call and go through any information you require. But also, more importantly, go online, have a look at the locations we've got. And it's very, very simple. You can click and reserve today. So, go ahead. What's stopping you?